Adaeze Okafor had spent 22 years building a life that looked exactly like this. A home in Lekki with marble floors and imported chandeliers. A catering business that bore her name and reputation across Lagos. A husband who kissed her forehead each morning before work. She was 47 years old, faithful and patient. And everything she believed was about to shatter completely. She found it by accident in the darkness of her bedroom late one night. Chukwudi's jacket draped carelessly on the chair by the window. A phone she didn't recognize buzzing in the pocket. The screen lit up with words that would rewrite her entire history. "Daddy, when are you coming home? Tobena misses you so much." Another woman's future trembling in her hands. For 3 long weeks, she said nothing at all. She watched and followed his every move. His Mercedes leaving Victoria Island, not turning toward Lekki as expected, but toward the mainland instead. Through the endless third mainland bridge traffic, into Mushin neighborhoods. He had no legitimate reason to visit. She learned his schedule by heart. Tuesday evenings, Sunday afternoons, the secret route to his other life. Adaeze expected to see a seductress with expensive tastes. A gold digger with painted nails and designer clothes. Instead, she saw Blessing Ease, a woman in simple cotton, carrying a tired boy on her hip. 31 years old, with kind eyes and worry lines from years of struggle and survival. A seamstress, working hard to survive. This woman was not the enemy she had imagined. The boy was 4 years old with his father's distinctive nose and his mother's radiant, joyful smile. Tobena, the name from the message that changed everything. She watched him wave goodbye to his father's car with innocent enthusiasm. Her husband had a son with another woman. This child existed while her own womb remained empty and aching. And somehow, impossibly, she felt no hatred. Every morning began the same way in her beautiful house in Lekki. Wadis would rise before dawn, prepare a breakfast that Chukwudi barely touched, and kiss his cheek as he left for work with his briefcase. She had perfected the role of devoted wife over 2 decades. 22 years of practice made it feel almost natural now. The message glowed in the darkness of her bedroom like an accusation. She read it again and again, each word cutting deeper than the last. "Daddy, when are you coming home?" A child's innocent words to a father who lived a double life. A wife's devastating discovery held in her trembling palm. Her world had changed forever. That night, she lay beside her husband, listening to him breathe peacefully in his sleep. The man she thought she knew completely. The stranger sharing her bed. The father of another woman's child who had hidden his secret life. Sleep would not come for many nights after that devastating discovery. Her whole world had tilted on its axis. Adaeze tried desperately to summon rage within herself. The script was simple enough to follow. Confront the husband, expose the mistress, destroy everything they had built together. But every time she imagined Blessing's tired face, she saw another woman struggling to survive in this unforgiving city. The hatred simply wouldn't come no matter how hard she tried. In its place grew something stranger and more frightening. Cooking had always been Adaeze's language. When words failed her completely, she stood in a restaurant kitchen at midnight, preparing a meal for a woman who didn't know she even existed. Red stew with tender beef cooked low and slow. Fried plantains golden at the edges just right. This was either complete madness or profound wisdom. She wasn't sure which. Before dawn painted the Lagos sky orange and gold. Adaeze drove to Mushin. The cooler sat heavy beside her on the passenger seat. She climbed the narrow stairs of the old building, placed the container by Blessing's door, knocked twice, and disappeared before anyone could see her face. She had chosen compassion over cruelty, forgiveness over revenge. Blessing found the cooler when she opened her door for work that morning. No note attached to explain it, just containers of food that smelled like heaven itself. That night, eating rice better than anything she could ever afford, she wept quietly in her small apartment. Someone in the city of millions actually cared enough to cook for her family. Adaeze watched from her parked car as the light in Blessing's window stayed on past dark. She imagined them eating together at their small table, wondering about their mysterious gift. This strange satisfaction filled her chest completely. Not revenge, not justice, something softer and more unexpected. She drove home and slept peacefully for the first time in weeks. Trul selected each ingredient with purpose in her professional kitchen, taking her time. The freshest tomatoes from the market, the ripest peppers with the deepest red color, the most fragrant spices she could find. If she was going to feed this woman and her child, she would give them the very best food she could possibly make with her own hands. The early morning streets of Lagos were quiet as she drove before dawn. Her Mercedes looked completely out of place as she crossed into Mushin. Wealth visiting poverty, betrayed wife visiting innocent mistress. Two worlds that should never meet, connected only by one lying man who belonged to both. Tolbena ate with the enthusiasm only a child who has known hunger can truly show. His small hands gripped the spoon tightly with determination. His smile spread across his whole face with pure joy. Blessing watched him and thanked God silently for their mysterious benefactor. She had no idea who was watching them through the window across the street. Sundays became sacred in both households, without either woman knowing. Adaeze prepared jollof rice the way her mother taught her, with tomatoes roasted until perfectly sweet. Delivered before dawn while Lagos slept soundly, Blessing began calling her unknown benefactor, her kitchen angel sent from heaven. She had no idea this angel slept beside her deceiver every single night. Then Tobena got sick with malaria during the rainy season. The clinic said it was serious and would take time. Blessing missed 2 weeks of work, sitting by his bed through feverish nights and anxious days. The day she thought she'd have to beg neighbors for food, she found pepper soup at her door. Her benefactor was always watching out for them. Adaeze engineered their first meeting at Balogun Market carefully. She had studied Blessing's schedule for weeks, fabric shopping on the second Saturday of each month. She positioned herself at the same stall with the finest fabrics. Their eyes met over blue damask material. "This would look beautiful on you, my dear." Two women from different worlds finding common ground at last. Coffee became their excuse to meet regularly after that first encounter. Then lunch, then dinner at quiet restaurants. Blessing spoke of Chukwudi like he was a widower rebuilding his life, a good man sent by God to save her. Adaeze listened with a heart that broke repeatedly. This woman deserved truth, but truth would destroy their growing friendship. The first time Adaeze met Tobena properly, he was wearing his school uniform with its crooked tie that needed fixing, carrying a drawing of a house with a yellow sun. "Auntie, look what I made for you." When he hugged her goodbye with his small arms, something inside her shifted permanently and completely toward love. Week after week, meal after meal, the deliveries continued faithfully. Jollof rice on Sundays, egusi soup on Wednesdays, pepper soup when the nights grew cold and rainy. Each dish was a silent conversation between two women who had never met face to face. Each delivery was a secret act of love. Each night, Blessing prayed for her mysterious benefactor on her knees. Lord, bless whoever is feeding us, whoever sees us when we feel invisible to the world, whoever loves us without knowing our names. Her prayers rose with smoke from the evening cooking fires burning all over Mushin. They moved through the market, like old friends discovering each other, touching fabrics with knowing hands, comparing prices, laughing at vendors' outrageous claims and dramatic bargaining. The colors of Ankara surrounded them like a rainbow. Two women finding unexpected joy in the simple act of shopping together for the very first time. Their first meal together in Adaeze's home felt momentous and significant. Blessing marveled at the china, the silverware, the polished table, all the beautiful space. Your house is so beautiful, like a palace. Adaeze saw only a friend she was learning to love deeply. The photograph on the wall waited patiently to shatter everything. Adaeze invited Blessing to learn in her professional kitchen at the restaurant. Every woman should know how to cook properly for herself and her family. What she didn't say: I want to give you something that will outlast whatever painful truth eventually comes between us. She taught her mother's recipes with patience, the patience required for truly good stock. Blessing asked the question everyone eventually asks, with gentle curiosity: why don't you have children? Adaeze told the truth for once. The miscarriages, the failed treatments, the slow acceptance of her fate. Blessing took her hand and held it tight. I'm so sorry, my friend. The sympathy felt completely genuine. Tobena began asking for Auntie Adaeze at every opportunity, whenever he could. School plays, chin-chin lessons in her kitchen, new toy cars to admire and race across the floor. She said yes to everything with growing joy in her heart. Blessing watched this bond form with deep gratitude, having no idea of its true and complicated nature. The lie grew heavier with each passing day. Pressing on her chest like a stone, Chukwudi's two phones charging on the nightstand like silent accusations every night. She wanted to scream the truth out loud, but every time she imagined speaking, she saw their friendship crumbling into dust. She saw Tobena losing his auntie. Chukwudi noticed nothing amiss in his carefully constructed world of lies. He moved between two lives with the confidence of a man who believed he deserved both families completely. Sunday lunch in Lekki, Tuesday evening in Mushin. He had no idea his two separate worlds were about to collide violently. Adaeze guided Blessing's hands through the motions of proper cooking, the way to season without measuring, by taste alone. The moment when the oil is ready for frying, the sound the stew makes when it's perfectly done. Knowledge passed between women like an inheritance. Skills that would outlast any betrayal. Tobena showed Adaeze his drawings proudly, holding them up with both hands. A house with three figures standing outside in the sunshine. That's Mummy, that's me, and that's Auntie. She was in his picture of family now, included in his vision of home. Her eyes filled with tears she had to hide. Chukwudi told Adaeze about his business trip to Abuja over their dinner together. She nodded and smiled, playing her role perfectly as she always did. She knew exactly where he would really be going instead. In Mushin, with his other family, the family he thought she knew nothing about. In her beautiful, empty house that echoed with silence. Adaeze sat with the weight of everything she knew. The friendship built on lies. The love growing despite deception. The truth waiting like a bomb to destroy everything she had carefully built over months. How much longer could she carry this burden alone? 18 months had passed since that first meal left at a stranger's door in the dark. She couldn't carry the secret anymore. It was crushing her from inside out. She invited Blessing to her home with trembling hands. Come see my kitchen, the real one where I create. Everything was about to change forever. Blessing arrived on Saturday afternoon wearing her best dress. The house was everything she'd imagined, and more than she dreamed. High ceilings with crystal chandeliers that sparkled in the light. Marble floors that reflected her nervous face back at her. This is so beautiful, she breathed in wonder. Adaeze smiled sadly and guided her toward the photographs on the wall. Blessing saw it in her peripheral vision first. A wedding photograph in an ornate golden frame on the wall. Adaeze, younger and smiling radiantly, and the man beside her wore a smile she knew intimately from her own life. That's my Chukwudi. And then she understood everything at once. Courage came like a sudden Lagos storm in rainy season. Blessing screamed accusations, threw cushions across the room in fury. You knew from the very beginning of our friendship. Adaeze stood still and took it all without flinching. Every curse, every question, waiting patiently for the storm to exhaust itself. When Blessing finally collapsed onto the couch, trembling with complete exhaustion, Adaeze sat beside her gently. She told everything: the phone discovery, the following, the first meal delivered in darkness. I wanted to hate you. God knows I tried so hard. But you were just another woman he lied to. Blessing ironed her best blouse 3 times that Saturday morning, wanting it perfect. She wanted to look worthy of her wealthy friend's beautiful home. She had no idea what truth awaited her there behind those marble walls. She only knew she wanted to make a good impression. Adaeze led her through the house, heart pounding with each step forward, through the spacious living room, past the kitchen where they had cooked together, closer and closer to the photographs that would end innocence forever, closer to the truth, closer to the moment that would change everything. The tears came like rain in Lagos during the monsoon season. Blessing wept for the lie she had believed completely with her whole heart. For the man who had betrayed both of them. For the friend who had known all along but fed her anyway. Betrayal upon betrayal upon betrayal. They talked until morning painted the windows gold with sunrise. Not about Chukwudi yet. About themselves and their separate journeys through life. By dawn, 2 strangers had become sisters in suffering, 2 victims of the same man, finding unexpected strength in each other's pain. Blessing finally asked the question that hung heavy between them in the morning light. What do we do now with this truth we share? Adaeze set down her coffee cup slowly. The question isn't what we do separately in our own lives. It's who we blame together. They looked at each other with new understanding. They walked into his office together the following Monday morning without warning. Chukwudi's practiced smile froze and then shattered into 1,000 pieces. His 2 carefully separated worlds standing side by side before him. He tried to explain with desperate words. Neither woman interrupted his stammering excuses. They simply stood there, united at last. They left him standing alone in his office, mouth hanging open in shock. Outside in the Lagos sunshine, Tobena waited with the driver by the car. He ran to both women, grabbing one hand each with joy. Where are we going, Auntie? Mummy? Somewhere better than here, my son. The 3 of them walked forward together. 6 months later, they cooked together in Adaze's kitchen, like they had done it for years. Not as rivals or victims anymore, but as sisters who chose each other freely. Tobena did homework nearby at the table. The jollof rice simmered perfectly on the stove. Food once again had healed what was broken, at some point during that long night of tears and truth. Their hands found each other and held tight. Two women holding onto something real and honest. Two victims becoming allies against the man who had deceived them both. Two strangers becoming sisters through their shared pain. The color drained from Chukwudi's face as he recognized both women standing together before him. His carefully constructed worlds colliding violently at last. His practiced charm suddenly useless against their unity. His lies finally catching up with him. Two women he had deceived, now united against him. In the end, it was beautifully simple. Two mothers, one child, and a kitchen full of love and good food. The man who tried to divide them had only brought them together instead. Adaeze finally understood what her cooking had always been saying all along. Love multiplies when shared freely with an open heart.